Are you too busy? Too stressed out? Unhealthy? Then this is the place for you. Welcome to Balanced Living for Busy Professionals, where we help you create wellness and balance with a holistic approach that will work for you, even with the busiest of schedules, so you can live the life you want. And now, here's your host, Diane Randall.
Hello and welcome to the new year. I'm so glad you're joining me. This is the first podcast for 2016 for Balanced Living for Busy Professionals. And I just want to start out right away to just tell you to forget the New Year's resolutions that make you feel like crap when you don't follow through or you work at them for 2 months and they disappear. I want you to open your mind, and instead I want you to make the choice to just step into a whole new year with a different intention. And that intention is setting up goals that you really can accomplish, breaking those goals down into achievable steps. And also, I want to talk to you about how you can support yourself by building a network. With that said, this allows you to navigate in the New Year's with intention, manifesting goals, as well as celebrating your success. My idea is that we break down those goals into small, actionable steps that you can really do. Not just set goals, but to break them down. It doesn't matter how small they are, as long as these are things that you can do that are reasonable for you and that support you. I want to talk about the importance of setting goals. As I was preparing for the show, I was reminded of how important it is to set goals. I remember how setting and completing my goals changed the trajectory of my life. How does a single mother with 2 small children, working a full-time job, going to school full-time, graduate from college? How does that happen? Only when I focused on my life and made the commitment and a decision that I wanted to complete a college degree that I had been working on forever. I went to school full-time, I went part-time. When I got married, I went here and there. So only when I wrote out my goals to complete the degree, and when I did research on what I needed to do in order to get done, I laid it out and put a date on it and listed all the obstacles I had to overcome, as well as identify people I needed to work with and spell out a plan of action. Only then did my goals become a reality. Goal setting provides you direction and purpose. When you set goals, you know what you want to achieve and direct your efforts to support your goals. I was a college student for about 9 years before I set goals to complete my college degree. I went to school full-time, part-time, took time off. One day I made a decision that I wanted to get out of college. I wanted to graduate, and by setting goals, I gained clarity on what I really wanted to create in my life. And that allowed me to transfer the desires floating around in my head into reality. Goals ensure that you focus your time, energy, and efforts into things that really matter. Not things for everyone else, but things for you. It makes you live more fully in the present, doing the things that you want to do. Goals are the fuel which drive you forward and keep you going when life gets tough. With my focused attention, I was able to graduate college and attain a bachelor's degree in the past. That was like the biggest goal I had. It was such a challenge because life just took me over, and it was very hard for me to figure out how I was going to accomplish that degree, but I ended up getting it with my goals. I want to just talk a few minutes about how achieving your goals can change your life. The first thing you need to do is identify and break down goals into small steps that will support your overall goals. You write them down on a calendar, or you can get some type of planner, or just use a notebook. Jot down all the tasks and activity which means all the steps that you need that will support your goals over the next 21 days. I want you to be specific. I want you to use action verbs. Let your goals have measurable outcomes. Specify completion dates. Also record what your reward will be for achieving the goal. And I just want to remind you that the small steps is also where you should celebrate. And I want you to read your goal plan every morning and night. This will help you to integrate what you're trying to do, as well as be more committed to creating a new habit or successful goal as each day passes. Once you start on the journey to accomplishing your goals, you have no idea of what doors may open for you. Your job, your work is to focus your time and energy on what it is you want to create. I believe the universe will take care of the rest. Write down the benefits of creating this new goal and your willingness to make it happen, and what is your motivation for the goal. I think ultimately that is the key. What is your attitude about it? And also your level of readiness to change. This will determine how successful you are and how much time it will take. But you need to be honest about it. You need to be ready, able, and willing to make the changes, because if you have any resistance inside about this, it will not work. Let's talk about building a support network, a team with others who are committed to achieving goals. Supportive friends are great, but let's be honest, even the best of friends can be limited in what kind of substantial assistance they can offer. For example, will your friends be able and available to help you move step by step towards what you really want to achieve? Know how to set measurable goals so you won't be overwhelmed with the process and be tempted to give up. Will they be able to work with you accordingly to set timetables to accomplish your goals? Will they have the expertise and experience needed to help you overcome your obstacles? As you can see, you need a lot of support from people. A support system can help you move toward your personal and professional goals. Wanting to be supportive, a friend may tell us that we really don't need to lose those few pounds, or that everyone is unhappy with their job. These well-meaning comments can discourage us from seeking a way to accomplish our goals. On the other hand, there are supportive groups out there of like-minded people who understand what you are ultimately trying to accomplish. And how do they know? Because they are trying to do the same. And they can provide tremendous energy and clarity to your efforts, especially when you're unsure of your big picture. Your support team will suggest measurable goals, help you recognize common barriers and overcome them. They will be your strength and guidance when you get discouraged or start to lose sight of your goals. A support system is important because they can help you move towards all of your personal and professional goals. So where do you find this support network, team, support system? Here are a few suggestions. There are Facebook groups that are very popular today. You can almost find a Facebook group for every interest that you have. There are also meetup groups that cover a multitude of interests and are supportive. They meet online as well as in person. There's also support groups that you can look for in your local communities, depending on what changes you're trying to make. So I just want to wish you success in the new year of setting your intentions to really achieve your goals, celebrating those goals, and really making some big changes in your life. As I said earlier, you can break your goals down into as many steps as you need to, because the idea here is to set some achievable goals that you can apply to your life every day, step by step. I want to know what you thought about this podcast. I want to invite you to join me for my free online webinar, Stop Your Food Addictions, January the 30th at 11 o'clock a.m. Central Time. I've given this workshop for the past 3 years live, but this year I'm going to start presenting it online, and you don't want to miss this because I talk about how I personally have been able to release and stop all of my food addictions. So I want to share that information with you to help you do the same because I understand the struggle and I want to share that information with you. This podcast is brought to you by the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to Balanced Living for Busy Professionals. This podcast is sponsored by DianeRandallConsults.com. If you like this show, the best way to support it is by leaving 5-star feedback on iTunes. And please, feel free to email your questions, comments, and suggestions to feedback@DianeRandallConsults.com. Until next week, namaste.